Oh damn. A big battle.
Yeah, that is definitely the definite problem with this serve at the moment. Is it's definitely a Heidi ship. You're definitely large enough to draw fire.
Holy shit.
Hmm?
You know that 50 Shades of Grey movie that's out in the cinemas right now is getting so incredibly low review scores. It's really funny.
Haha, I knew it. I knew it could not meet the book.
The book was terrible.
What? No, the book was good, apparently
No,
by a lot of people.
The book is a fucking
A book for
romance novel.
females. Don't read it.
It's about
not even a
fucking rape
romance
and
novel.
shit. It's terrible.
It's a really bad fanfic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be a Twilight story.
I don't know why women like that shit.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's crazy.
It's a BDSM book. If you're not into that, then you're not gonna really get. You're not gonna get it.
No, it's a Twilight
But
love
this
story.
guy loved it. This guy loved it.
You saw the first
this, right?
movie.
This book, 50 Shades of Grey, used to be a Twilight story before he rewrote it.
I don't know about that.
You know that, right?
I love this.
I'm not sure if you're into Twilight, but I'm not.
No.
He's doing reviews on movies, and I quite, you know, before I watch a movie, I usually watch his reviews. He's quite funny as well, so you should check it out. I linked it in World. And he reviewed 50 Shades of Grey as his last video. Quite funny as well.
Atomic, I challenge you to a duel.
Wait. Yes, okay, I'm fine.
I'm gonna check this video.
We must joust. Cross the distance between us. We shall joust.
Yeah, we go into the middle of Battlefield and duel. I'm in Trinco. That would be pretty fine for me. Which ship you are? First?
I'm in a curb.
Yeah, but which one? Last one? First one?
Oh, I'm like in the middle of the pack. I'm near the edge. I'm like on the other side of the Trink, and what is that on the other side? That's not a bell. I think it's that's another curb. So it's like curb, Trink, me. I'm right behind one of our Vex. Right behind Manning. I'm playing the frigates hide behind on the lee side of the line ships at the moment.
Has anyone seen the Trafalgar match since the match?
Nope. But basically, PvP is Trafalgar now because the little ships can't join you.
Yes.
Yeah.
The funny thing I have found is that the Kerberos can go into PvP, but it cannot go into Trafalgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cerberus can only go into the PvP. That's his biggest weak one.
Then I tend to avoid Trafalgar because normal PvP tends to start getting a little weird once you get, you know, server side wise. Once you start maxing out PvP, and Trafalgar can only be worse.
Sometimes I enjoy Trafalgar because, you know, if it's a really huge match, but and there is no storms.
Like I like the concept of it, and I do enjoy it. A couple of times I played it, I enjoyed it. It's just that you know, like when you start maxing out the amount of people you get into PvP, the server already starts to mess up, and
Yeah.
Trafalgar can only make that worse.
The biggest battle I've been was, I think, 55% privateer matchup as soon as the patch went up, and it was laggy as hell.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I understand I understand it's only an alpha, and I'm actually quite pleased with this because this is probably the most completed alpha I've ever been in. But yeah, it still shows, and their netcode optimization is one of the ways it shows.
I'm sure they're gonna work on it. Actually, there's something like I was trying to suggest on the forums, and I'm quite thinking about it. Eve has a simple system. When there's too much people in one battle, they slow the time down, so it doesn't appear laggy, but you know, everything slows down. So you
Yeah, I don't
the
like
reverse
that.
time dilation thing they got going
Yeah.
on there.
yeah, and I think it's a good idea that could be implemented in this game as well. Because right now the boats are accelerated a bit from real time. I mean, a lot, but you know.
Yeah, oh my god, they could use the time dilation system to sort of make it look like the boats are going normal speed, but they're really going the same speed across the map.
Yeah, it's
Or would
definitely.
that
I hope that it's not considered really necessary, because I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as much in open world, which is, you know, obviously our end goal. So I mean, it's definitely something to look into.
I think it will, because there's some choke points. Example, I'm just shooting in the dark now. Right, Port Royal is gonna be fuckfest. It's gonna be Jita number 3 row.
I mean, I just don't know how much.
Why Port Royal?
I mean, I'm just saying it's one of the famous, most famous towns in the Caribbean, and probably is gonna be a lot of people there, congregation or something. There always people congregate somewhere where there is a large trade hub or something like that.
Well,
That's
yes.
true.
From what I understand, the battles are going to be instanced.
Yeah.
So, you know, how many of that congregation is actually going to be in the battle? I mean, it becomes a question I honestly don't know the answer is, so, you know, you may very well be right. Of, you know, like, how many, you know, like, 50 on 50 battles are we actually going to see?
Well, if people band together, it could, you know, end up quite large, to be honest. I've seen, I mean, in EVE, battles tend to go, you know, a few thousand players in the same system, so I don't think it would be a strange thing for this game to, you know, to huge fleets meet together. I mean, it's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm certainly not saying you're wrong. You could be just as correct as I am. So, I mean, it is something to look into. I just don't know if that's our best option.
Well, we'll see. I'll just hope for the best.
Oh, wall candy.
Yeah, that was a good video. Good
Yeah.
review.
He's a good guy. I recommend.
Yeah.
Yep, cut that a little too close. That is probably going to be the end of me.
taking a lot of water on Drac.
Yeah, it was 3/4. I couldn't move.
Some of these suggestions on the forums are ridiculous. Listen to this. I want realistic docking into the ports. It's gonna be a ram fest.
Yeah, you going crazy, ram the port. And the port starts to kill you because he thinks you are attacking it.
Yeah, sort of something like Elite Dangerous, probably.
Yeah, but Elite Dangerous has like billion systems. It's kind of
Yeah, but it's space. You can a spaceship can handle speed at one moment to the other. In this ship, you are just crashing to the port.
This is true, but of course, the larger vessel. Oh, I believe the larger vessels.
They don't
would,
even go into the port.
They wouldn't even go into the port. They wouldn't dock up. They would sit at an anchorage.
When they're going in, they will be full.
They would use boats.
Yeah.
Use rowboats to get over to the pier or something, or they would be pulled in or something like that, depending on the size of the boat.
They'd have a tug.
Yeah, probably. But what kind of tug would it be? I mean, this is before the age of like where engines were viable on ships.
Paddles and stuff like that, or pull boats. Like
pull boats
tugs
maybe.
existed well before the modern era, not to
Rudder boats
or anything.
No, it's not. It's not that it insults me at all. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I wouldn't see how well a tug would work in an age where all you had were sails and paddles.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that, the concept of the tugboat and the harbor pilot and whatnot is well beyond that. They did have tugboats, and they were either paddle or pole boats for the most part.
I just think it would be a more viable option for this game if you just had the image of anchoring out in the bay of the port, and then you would have the option of all the port options and doing things or go into the town or whatever. But
if you're in a bay, right?
Sit at anchor. Yeah, if you were in a bay or near the port, you would just sit at anchor.
Yeah, I think that probably would look better for the big ships anyway.
Yeah, oh, hi, Atomic.
Hi.
I appear to have gotten myself into a whole mess of your boats.
I just got rammed by that, and I don't like it.
All of which outweigh me. Wall Candy is not a happy Wall Candy at the moment. Because my Kerberos just got nailed by her entire line and the Constitution. Like, how I am not sinking at the moment is well beyond me.
This rip in the sail looks like the freaking letter F.
User joined your channel.
And that was Snoopy just lighting up into me. Snoopy, by the way, is on my own team.
So I'm playing Elite Dangerous, right? And yeah, things happened. I ended up in a system with a big blue star. So, well, actually, it was fairly small and blue, so I assume it was very hot. But I ended up very far away from it, so I thought it would be fine if I just started moving and going in the direction where I wanted to go. And then I ended up immediately after I put full throttle on to start going somewhere. It immediately pulled me out of frame shift because of heat damage.
It immediately pulled you what?
Out of frame shift.
What the hell is
It's
a frame
basically
shift?
like, it's basically like warp, but it's Elite Dangerous's only way of putting it.
Oh, okay.
God.
Oh my god, I get focused
Yeah.
by all the victories now.
Stop doing heat damage! Ugh.
And then I just had a friendly trigger ram me, and that will be the death of me.
Yay.
I will
like
be killed
guys.
to death by this star. Swear to God, it's gonna murder me to death.
Calling the real obvious things, like the entry is going down, it's just one deck over water, don't you say?
Avenge me, Atomic.
I had to.
Kill Ellis.
Oh my god. I'm just against the wind, I don't like it. Victor is about to take me out now. Go and run away from this battle at the moment. Shit. Oh my god, that's a mass crash. Oh my, oh god.
Alright, that battle took way too annoyingly long. Anyone else doing lights? I need
Well, I
10,500 more.
But ETS2 is just finished, or TSM map for ETS2 is just finished downloading, so I'm gonna go do that now.
Bleh. Alright, well, back to the grind, I guess. Need to do 10,000 more damage, probably 5 more games.
Would you recommend Elite Dangerous for someone that didn't play it?
I totally would. But be prepared to get your ass kicked a couple of times.
How is Elite Dangerous?
It's pretty good if you want to get lost in a lot of space, but if you feel, there's an integrated news system where random events will pop up and you can go participate in them. And I actually find those great, but they do take a lot of time to get to, and sometimes they won't actually let you plot a course to them and stuff. Anyway, it's got a lot of content, it's got a lot of stuff to do, and it's amazing. And it's
So
very
what do you
pretty.
do?
Is it all single seaters?
What?
Yeah, it is.
Lots
For
of
now.
All single what?
Single seaters. One player ships, one man.
Okay, good.
I've had my fill of
What's you got? Single shitters?
single seater dogfighting space games.
But it's different. It's much different.
So what do you do, Franklin? Are you a trader? Are you a pirate?
You can do anything you wanna. You can be a trader. You can be a pirate. You can go explore shit. You can make money off of cartographing new planets and new systems and shit. It's there's unlimited possibilities and pretty much unlimited places to go to and do things in.
So how often do you
Not very often, because everything is instance and it has. Oh shit! Hold on, give me a second here. I accidentally just went into a station without actually getting docking clearance.
And you're about to get shot down.
No.
You need to go out, get a run.
30 seconds. So
Okay.
yeah, I just backed up.
You got
Yeah.
lost by that victory.
So did you engage in any piracy so far?
Yeah, you can engage enemy pirates. And which is mostly what I do. I do bounty hunting a lot, which makes quite a lot of money. You can get.
So did you catch any of the human players?
No, I haven't caught any players yet. If there are players around that have bounties on them, I haven't.
Okay.
I don't usually go after them myself because it's a little bit, intimidating to after your.
Have you personally engaged in any form of piracy yourself?
No, I haven't. Not intentionally, anyway.
Because you're a good person, or you didn't meet the opportunity?
I'm trying, when I play in open play with all the other people around, I try my best not to do anything that gives me a bounty, because then I'll be interdicted and murdered to death, so yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we want to do to you in all games.
Yeah, but don't you feel the adrenaline rush? I mean, when you see a prey and you hunt it down and then escape the law?
I do, but it's also... Well, actually, I suppose I have enough money to replace most of my ships, or well, most of my 2 ships. But it's just not something I really feel like doing. It's like an Eve. I have quite a bit of money in Eve, but I really don't feel like playing anything more than frigates because I'm a cheap ass bastard.
Oh, I love hunting in Eve.
You can do a lot of fun piracy with frigates in Eve.
That you can, yeah.
One of my best gaming experience was being not exactly a pirate, but 0.0 hunting. That's.
I did low sec piracy the most time. That's just what my corporation did, and well, they moved to 0.0, but I stopped playing at that time anyway, so I don't really have a lot of experience with that.
Oh man, I love it. I love Eve, but it's gone too far for me. I haven't been playing it for at least 2 years, and I can't go back. I mean,
yeah, that's same reason for me.
Everyone
I mean,
moved on.
If I ever get a lot of money somewhere and I don't need to work, then I'm gonna go back to playing Eve online. But right now,
yeah, it's like it's like a work that you pay
Cowabunga,
for.
you appear to have sunk.
Is that so?
Yes, you have failed me.
Thank you. I didn't notice.
You have failed me. Wait, you're on the enemy team. I mean, yay!
Yeah, I am.
Oh, good show then.
Hello, Bez.
Good guys.
Hey, evening.
You know there's a candy named Bez.
How often do you play with others?
There is. That's why I'm adding. That's why I'm adding the extra C because freaking yeah. And plus, honestly, you're not usually allowed to have 3-letter character names anyway. Plus the trademark thing. What were you saying?
Hey man,
I love
the candies. I think they're.
I actually hate those damn things. It was a weird coincidence. Technically, it's an old tabletop game character that stuck when I got into computing in the 90s. Transitioned and
that's nice when you keep one name throughout.
Dude, yeah, I've had this email and character name for like, God, it's scary, dude. I'm getting old. I actually have a plaque right in front of me from our first technical clan, whatever you want to call it. It was a squadron fighter ace in 1997. And
wow.
Yeah, I've got a plaque that's dated 1998 because I was a charter member.
We are all pretty much.
Well, some of us, yeah.
In Naval Action, I think
we're
average player base is.
Not all of us.
No, not all, but yeah, agreed, Mithras. It's going to skew toward a slightly more mature crowd just because it is what it is, dude. Sailing, how many people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want to get in a sailing ship? And again, the history buffs. I know, I give you credit for that, but no, I mean, some people who are into the history or into naval things or sailing will obviously be attracted to the game. But the sailing part itself is going to beat a lot of noobs right out of it, which is kind of a good thing
what I want.
in some regards. Exactly.
I hope it does. I sure hope it does.
I want the brutal hardcore.
Oh my God! Wait till healing becomes such a problem where it's going to sink your damn ship in those storms. You're going to have to go like if they really implement it properly, we're going to have to be running like half sails or less in those damn stores.
Dude, I'm going to put it this way, that at the moment, your minimum amount of sails, your dead slow sail is too much for the storms we're in.
Exactly, I was going to say. No, you're absolutely right. Except for some of the biggest ships, and even then, they would not run a lot of sail in those kind of storms.
Hey guys, what do you think
Pez,
about
also, I love your
attrition and scurvy?
Yeah, I'm all about these days. What was that, Withers?
I'm suggesting, like, what do you think about let's let the game implement some sort of a fatigue, like you're at sea too long, disease and stuff like that.
Right, depending on the fidelity level they're going for. Yeah, I mean, rat infestation. You could have all kinds of things to have to deal with on board vessel, or have to deal with at port and have to spend ingrained resources or time taken care of. We got to get the barnacles off the hull. That was the thing. Think about how often wooden ships had to be dry docked for cleaning and repainting. I did that shit. Sea exploring our fucking AVR was a wooden old ship because it wasn't considered. It wasn't for combat. It was for rescuing down pilots, even though it was basically a slightly smaller PT boat and a lot faster. But they were wooden hulled. But they would flip and do like 60 knots. So the thing was great, but yeah, we had to haul it out every couple of years and scrape that mother, flip it down, and repaint it. It was not fun.
Yeah, but you can copper plate.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Take care.
User left your channel.
You can copper plate it, right?
Could what?
Copper plate.
Yeah. I mean, plus you put those zinc things down there and stuff. You can do things to help. But no matter what, barnacles are going to be a thing. And back then, they didn't have that technology. They literally had to dry dock and scrape and repaint, basically.
It's going to be cool.
I mean, I'm just saying, they have the opportunity to potentially implement a lot of maintenance-y kind of things if they want to model those aspects of fatigue and wear on crew and ships and resources.
Is any one of you going to be a bloodthirsty buccaneer?
I don't know. I tend to be one of those bounty hunter kind of guys. I usually go after those bastards.
My God, I'm only speaking here with the Navy guys.
Especially, who was asking me about Elite a minute ago?
Elite, dangerous.
Yeah, someone's asked me about how I played Elite, but then I dropped out of the server.
No, I asked something about Elite, but
I was asking how often you run into other players and if you group up with other players often.
Oh, you know how it is right now, Crimson. If you're playing it, it's kind of, that's the one thing we failed on. It's not very co-op friendly right now. Actually, I do it the hard way. There's a couple people I know who play, really only one major person I meet up with regularly, and we just figure out where we're at and try to, warp to each other, go find each other. Like, actually, I'm in the process of making my way over to where he's at, because he's involved in one of those community resource things that they've lit up. So I'm gonna
wait. So, can you find someone easily in
you have a friends list.
And can you warp to him without any issues?
Oh, no. Remember, Elite Dangerous does not have any sort of fast travel. Everything is, you fucking travel there, and you navigate from system to system to system with jumps. And depending on how far you go, you might need to refuel and such at a certain point if you don't have a fuel scoop.
Okay. What's the system of level of cooperation between players in the same, let's say?
It's not good right now, and it's not very optimized for that because they just don't really have a very friendly system. There is a friends list, and yes, you can find your friends, kind of, but there's no real, and there's map markers theoretically, but the map is so damn huge, it's not practical, and it's not. And I haven't seen any real, other than these events they just lit off recently, which encourages a bunch of people to gather in the same area. Dude, I haven't seen a human player in my section of the little galaxy in flipping weeks. I have not seen a human player.
I mean, that's space.
I believe,
I understand.
I believe though that I've seen a few blips on my radar that are rather than solid like squares, solid orange squares on there, they've been hollow orange squares, and I believe those are the players.
They haven't been resolved by your sensors yet? Well, I don't know. I've never gotten range of anyone. I haven't seen a human player in so long.
I don't know. I mean, people who don't play it make fun of it for that because there's just no one there. But that's actually what they were going for with Elite Dangerous, and that's what people pay for in the Kickstarter.
That is very true. It encourages or even fosters a more solo feel, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you want to play with other people, you can. It's going to promote and have more tools for that down the line. But
see, I don't like solo games.
As it sits, it is what it is. Exactly. I liked messing with it because it's fun. I did want to try it out as a sort of comparison to what the other guys were doing, you know, that was not Star Citizen. And it's neat, but as far as the kind of look and feel I'm going for, I like what I think Star Citizen's going to turn out to be, I hope. At least the feel of the actual space mechanics is much better in that game, because that is a lot more realistic. Ships are going to drift around. You don't have these turning circles and weirdness that they, and again, I know you can decouple or, you know, release, you know, and have freeform ship controls in Elite, but the ships react so slow that you just don't really feel it. So to me, it's pointless. I don't know. We'll have to see how it fleshes out. But the game is neat. I'm just not that into it. I'm much more looking forward to spending real time with Star Citizen and do a lot more of that.
Yeah, I'm looking much more forward to Star Citizen, mainly for the co-op and playing with other people, working with other people.
Right.
Everyone having to work together to make one of the big ships run. You cannot run that thing without other people, so it really encourages and forces teamwork.
Well, plus I think
Well,
one of the neat things about
the
opportunity there, maybe.
With Elite, it's always the flight system, because they've gone back to how it was in '84. That's why.
I know. And again, I realize that you can.
The co-op thing, they've always said they don't want you know, guilds and stuff like that to have a presence, whereas in SE it's a different take. So you know, they're just different games.
And they are, and again, they feel very different too. And in fact, arguably, Elite is going to be a lot more kind of relaxing and chill, if that's kind of what you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
Where Star Citizen is going to be a lot more hectic and a little more
that's what I want Elite for.
But the point I was trying to make that Crimson brought up in Star Citizen, which we're not going to see in pretty much any other space game I've seen on the horizon, is there's a whole other aspect of the game that encourages a different role beyond flying a ship all together. I could see, I think that game may see an influx, not a very large influx, but an influx of players that are there basically for the first-person shooter and to man turrets and to run subsystems on larger ships and to just literally do that because they don't have a joystick and they don't feel like flying or they're not into it. But they are good at first-person shooting. They are good at quickly doing, you know, point-and-click management stuff, or just they like, you know, and I think that's going to open up a potential player base that these other space games don't appeal to. Because
the thing is, I right now I would totally buy into Elite Dangerous, or I mean not Elite Dangerous, the other one, the Star Citizen, right now. Except I can't wrap my head around the system of how I get the game and do things.
I get that.
You have to basically just pledge.
It's really simple, dude. The game, when it comes out, will be a game. It'll be the standard $50, $60 PC fare that these new games are kind of going towards. Although I heard a rumor they were going to do a free-to-play. I don't think that's going to come to fruition. I think it's just
no, they're not doing free-to-play.
They're going to do a standard. It's a standard buy-in. Now, the opportunity, and what I think Crimson is going to point out, if you pledge now, theoretically you get the game a little cheaper because you can enter into it at normal price for as cheap as about $35 or so right now, unless you catch one of their discount things for around $20. That basically gets you the game when it comes out and gets you into the early alpha test of the Arena Commander and the beta test, which will probably not be until 2016 sometime. But so theoretically you could save yourself $30 or so if you do it now. But it's just a matter if you're in a hurry to really jump on board following the game. Right now it's still too early to really say there's much there to do, because there isn't, but it's badass what there is.
Hey, I have a question. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to Elite Dangerous for a second. So, what's the goal of that game to you as a player? I mean, gaining credits and exploring a little bit and stuff, and you get, let's say you get the biggest ship available.
Right.
Or stuff. What's the end game? What's the?
No, you're right, but there isn't per se right now. And again, they're building these things in from what I've seen. I know David has a vision of more things and stuff that's just progressing to bigger ships. But essentially, the progression is exemplified by how big and how expensive your ship is. But also, let me point out that's not a fundamental advantage right now. I'm running, the best of the small class ships, a Cobra, and I can pretty much handle myself with even the biggest ship in the game, generally speaking. Unless it's run by a player with a specific build, I can handle most of the PvE builds in the game with just a Cobra. But that's, I don't know. It's gonna be different. I don't know.
I think you really shouldn't think of Elite as like an MMO where you have progression in game and whatnot. You take whatever ship you like, and you do whatever you want with it. I mean, I'm really in it for just relaxing and jumping around my ship, exploring shit, whatever. I'm not trying to get anywhere. I'm just playing it for the hell of it.
User joined your channel.
Yeah,
Killing
the thing
people.
is, there's no end game in Elite. It is just, you know, if you think of it as, right, you start off with some credits and a small ship, and off you go, and you make whatever life you want to make out in the galaxy, and you just carry on doing that. There's never going to be an end game to it, you know?
You guys think that there's gonna, like, let's say example, few of you guys that play the game, you're gonna get bored eventually of it? I mean, do people wanna leave the game because they achieved everything that could be done in Elite, and they
I
just...
imagine it depends on how you approach the game. I mean, and I personally would believe that as a developer, they're going to want to expand the scope
I think they have
of
to expand it, otherwise the
right,
space
but
is gonna die eventually.
oh
Slow and
no,
painful death.
no. He's got a fan base that's never going to die. There's people that have been following. Plus, I played the game technically, his original one in the late '80s. So he's got, especially in the UK, a major fan base that's not going to let that game die. But again, it is what it is. I don't know how big or how small it's going to be, but it's kind of irrelevant. I think it's.
I don't think it's gonna be that big. It's not for.
Yeah, it
I
isn't
don't
for
think
really
it's
everyone.
it's for most people. It's just not.
But in some ways, it's
a
going to be
niche
easier
game,
than Star
actually.
Citizen unless you want to do the more mouse and keyboard clicky jobs. I think it'll be easier. Well, I don't know. Comparing joystick controls to joystick controls, Elite is easier to control and easier to wrap your head around as a new person to flying those kind of things. But then again, I don't think Elite really offers a mouse and keyboard option.
Yeah,
and probably shouldn't. And then again, even though Star Citizen is going to support it, it's not going to be optimal, and you're going to be at a really bad disadvantage.
Pez, did you pledge the Star Citizen yet?
Did I do what?
I pledged Star Citizen.
Did you pledge the Star Citizen yet?
Oh yeah, dude, a long time ago. Well, not as long as like a lot of people. I got into it around, I think my number's around 350,000.
Are you guys talking about Star
Citizen
Captain or whatever?
Yeah,
Star Captain.
Star Captain, yes, Star Captain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna stay with it. I've actually put way more money into that game than I should have already, considering how early it is and the fact that I'm a broke ass bitch.
I put more money into Star Citizen than I have in any other game ever.
Don't even start Crimson, and it's bad. And again, I get it. You know, it's Chris. He has a fucking he has a blank check, and I think he knows it. And it's all right.
Yeah, well, that's why I stopped giving money. I put in